Hello, welcome to Balance to the Core. My name is Gretchen and I am founder of Balance to the Core, and I teach Pilates inspired workouts. So if you're new to this community and you'd like to be part of it, please hit that subscribe button as well as the bell next to it to get notified whenever I have a video. I'm usually on here live once a week, so I have plenty of workouts for you. Today we are going to do a mobility mat workout. So basically it's a Pilates inspired workout, but we're going to add some elements of mobility there, where mobility is basically getting through full range of motion and continually moving your body so that you feel stronger and more flexible and more energized by the end. So if you're ready to do that and you want to join me, bring your mat, no props are necessary, and let's do this together. Okay, so we're going to start lying down on our back. So I'm just going to adjust this so get there. Okay. So lie down on your back, and let's just try to find a neutral spine. And anytime I use a term that you're not sure of, you can head over to my channel and just search it. So I do go over what neutral pelvis is and what the natural curves of your spine are. All right, so as we're hanging out here, I want you to envision your pubic bone as 12 o'clock, your belly button as 6 o'clock, and then your hip bones as 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Okay, so we have this clock going on. And we're just going to rock our pelvis back and forth. So we're going to go towards the 6 o'clock, which is your belly button. So on your inhale, scoop your belly and just tilt towards that 6 o'clock. Now we're not over tilting where we're getting into the butt. We're just using our belly to sort of lengthen our back into the mat. And then we're going to tilt the pelvis the other way. Again, we're not overdoing it where we're popping the ribs. We're just trying to move and isolate the pelvis. So inhale as it rolls towards you. Exhale as it rolls away. Your upper body is going to slide a little bit because what the lower spine does, the upper spine sort of follows. So just allow your head to kind of roll back and forth if it wants to. And it's not big, but you might feel a little stretch within those small muscles around the pelvis. And then we're going to end in neutral and we're going to go side to side. So you're going to go from the 3 o'clock to the 9 o'clock. Try not to move your knees. Again, we're just isolating the pelvis here. Back and forth, waking up all those little muscles. And make sure you're breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And then we're going to go sort of around that clock. So just, again, isolate the pelvis, but the upper spine and back and head might follow. Sometimes they do the opposite rotation. It's kind of cool if you just sort of pay attention. Your spine is sort of one unit. So one part works, the other sort of follows. All right, so then we're going to end in neutral here. Get your arms flat, get your upper arms pressed into the mat. And we're going to start to roll the pelvis towards us on an inhale. Lift it up into your bridge. Keep inhaling. So we're working breath here. Really inhaling into the ribs. Let them expand. And then on our exhale, deflate the ribs. And just sort of lengthen your spine down onto the mat. Inhale it up. Press your palms and tops of your arm bones into the mat. Exhale it down. So be sure that you keep that chest heavy so you don't pop through the ribs. You want to push those knees to the opposite wall so you can really lengthen the front of those thighs. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Okay, we've got 2 more. And 1 more. Really press the tops of your arms into the mat. See how that opens the chest? Keep your palms down. Good. And then just let those legs come apart here so it's a wide. And we're just going to sort of windshield wiper our thighs so we get into that pelvis again. Let it rotate. As you stretch and medially rotate your thigh. So the inner thigh presses towards the floor as it also stretches away from you. Again, tops of your arms are in the mat, palms in the mat, and just go side to side. Shoulders and ribs stay anchored. About 3 more. And then come to center. From here, squeeze your thighs together. Take an inhale as you just roll the upper body up. Try not to tuck the pelvis, and then take it back down. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times. Feels kind of tough to flex up on the inhale, but I want you to really concentrate on that belly scoop, really extending the spine. So inhale, lengthen that spine as you come over. And then lower it back down. All right, so now we're going to turn to our side, cradle your head, get a 90-degree angle in your knees. All right, and take your arm forward, and we're just going to reach our arm up towards our ceiling, so the biceps by the ear, and then we're going to circle it around and bring it back to center, and do that 2 more times. The arm comes up, we open it up, but keep your knees stacked upon each other. Don't let them pull back, especially that top knee. Keep it right over your bottom knee. All right, now we're going to circle the other way. Inhale, open that thoracic spine. Don't mind my form too much. I keep hitting the wall. Inhale into those ribs. Exhale as you return it. 1 more time. Good. And then we turn to the other side. So again, 90-degree angle at the knee, cradle your head, reach the arm, and we're going to reach it up by your ear, and then we open it up on an inhale and exhale. Really keep that front knee pushing forward. Keep the front knee stacked on your bottom. Good, and then we circle the other way. So in my members club next month, we're going to do a full version of this mat mobility. So anytime you see these exercises or moves on my YouTube channel, I do have a full version in my members club if you want to check it out below. All right, so let's turn to our back again. All right, and then we're going to pull our knees in towards our chest. Anchor the belly, anchor the pelvis, and just pull those knees in towards your armpit and let your pelvis lift a little. Good, and then anchor the pelvis and just go side to side a little. Good, and then come to tabletop with those legs and squeeze them together. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling and then anchor your arms into the mat. I want you to reach your right arm back behind you and try to get your thumb towards the floor. It may not touch. We want to keep the integrity of our spine, so you want to keep the ribs and the pelvis and the belly scoop, so everything's anchored into the mat, and then bring that arm back up, other side. Thumb towards the floor. Again, don't just try to bring it to touch and lose your length and lose your engagement. You want a nice long arm, and you want those ribs and pelvis anchored. Reach. Good. And reach. 1 more, and reach. Good. All right, so now we're going to reach both. Try to really anchor, reach, and bring it back. So we're getting sort of the feeling of how the shoulders come from your back muscles. That's the foundation of your arm. Okay, back to the alternating, but as you alternate, you're going to tap 1 toe and bring it back up, and then switch. Tap. Good. So we're really getting nice core work as we're working those limbs. So the foundation of our body is always from that belly scoop. Now let's try both. You do not have to touch the ground on either side. Squeeze those thighs together so we can just sort of hover the toes, because if I go too low, my low back starts to lift, right? So we want to just, again, keeping the integrity always. Inhale, maintain that belly scoop, squeeze your thighs, reach the arms from your back muscles, and pull back up. Stretch, inhale, maintain that belly scoop, don't let it pop. 2 more. And 1 more. And then grab hold of those thighs. So you're going to roll your body up, and we're going to push our hands and our legs into one another as we bring our body up to a seated position. Good. Stack it around, hands and knees with your body. Get your knees under your hips. Get your hands underneath your shoulders, and let's do some scapula work. So pull your elbows towards one another, get your spine neutral, and really push through your butt bones. We don't want to arch, we don't want to flex. Nice natural curves, okay? So what I want you to do is let your shoulders sort of squeeze towards one another, but we're not bending the elbows, and we're not changing our shape of our spine. We're just feeling the shoulders sort of pull towards one another, and then they pull away. I'm not pulling away where I flex, just trying to get the scapula to slide along our ribs. Not changing the shape of the spine, not changing the shape of the arm. So it could be just a minute movement. Many of us are tight and weak here, so it can feel like you're not even moving at all. It could feel like it's straining a little bit. Again, always know you can modify to what you need. 2 more. Good. Now what I want you to do is maintain that scapular stability and sort of bend your elbows a little bit and keep bending them until your chest goes towards the floor. Let your hips lift. Don't change anything in your scapula and push it back up. Try that again. Elbows go towards the back of the room. Hips go up and push. And notice how the strength of your arms comes from the back, right? Beautiful. Now let's put it together. We're going to do a little scapula work and then take it down. Nice strong scap. Good. And pull together, pull away, and bend. One more time. Good. And then just give me a tuck scoop. And again, just stabilize those shoulders along your back. Go the other way. And notice how they pull down, right? As you lengthen your spine and open. So the rest of our body stays stable as we move our spine. So we don't want to hug those shoulders in our ears because then our shoulders are doing the work. We want our spine to do the work. So keep those shoulders stabilized along your rib cage. Hopefully you can feel a little bit of that now after that little mobility work. And then open. Go ahead and come right here. And we're just going to thread our arm through as we lift our hips up. And then I want you to drop your arm and just really reach that arm as much as you can. Come back to center. Other way. We inhale. We really try to reach the opposite side of the wall. Hips stay up. Exhale to center. Inhale. Good. Exhale. And reach. And up. You got two more. For 2. Good. We're getting into that thoracic spine. It's tight on most of us. So you might feel like you're not even rotating. But don't worry. This work is working. Good. And then walk your hands forward. And then press your chest to the floor as you lift your hips up to a little puppy dog. Just stretching through. And then slide your hips back. Roll yourselves up. Roll yourself up. And then bring your hips sort of right over your knees. So you have sort of a little tuck. It's not really a tuck, but more of like your tailbone going straight to the floor. And you're going to take a 90-degree angle with both knees. Okay. Now from this position, notice the leg that's down. All right, we're gonna really try to keep it lengthened. So I want you to feel your butt bone, your tailbone pressing towards the floor, your spine lifting tall, and you're just gonna sort of rock your body forward. If you go too forward, it arches into the low back. So I just want you to go a little bit where you can maintain your natural curves of your spine. Knee stays over your second and third toe, and then you rock it back to that 90 degree, okay? So let's just go back and forth. And it's very active because we're maintaining that tuck and we're not letting it go where we extend, all right? And now as we do this, you can add a little side bend. Reach. Good. And one more time. Good. Now I'm going to keep that tuck as I slide my top leg forward. So now I'm leaning forward. I'm not arching my back. And I'm going to take my hands down onto the floor. All right. So now tuck your back toe and lift up into a lunge. And we're going to feel our thighs pull away from one another as we keep our belly scooped in. Take your shoulders, pull them down, and I want you to really feel your spine long. Reach out of your waistline, okay? You're gonna take both hands right into your instep. Try to take your palms down, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to take so my right knee is forward. I'm gonna try to take my right elbow towards the floor. All right, feel that stretch? And then pull that elbow up to the ceiling. Again, we're gonna try to take that elbow into your instep, down towards the floor. You can press it on your shin, your ankle, your knee if you can't go far. Again, we're just trying to get deeper to that stretch. One more time. Tap it down. Bring it up. Good. And then take your hands onto either side, and we're just going to stretch up into a V, and then just flex that front foot. So all 5 toes, try to pull towards your chest evenly. Try to lengthen through your back. Bring it back down. Drop your knee. Take your hands into your instep, and just slide that leg around. Come back up. 2 90-degree angles. So now switch your legs. So now we have 2 90-degree angles. This right leg now is behind me. I'm going to tuck that. Okay, you feel that tuck? All right, so even just tucking should feel like a length. All right, so 2 90s, square hips, and then we're just going to rock it without arching our back. So you might feel a different range of motion on this side. With Pilates, we're always trying to progress to uniformly develop our body so that both sides are balanced and working. But that takes time, and that's why Pilates is called a practice. So we want to do a little bit each day. to just try to keep balancing our body. Try to get our muscles to work in unison together, supporting each other. Okay, so now we're going to add a little side bend. So we're going to side bend over towards that bent knee, and you can hold that knee to kind of protect a little bit if you want. Press. Good, and reach. And reach. Good, and then come to center. Now I'm going to scoot this leg forward a little bit so I can come forward and not arch my back. So I'm just going to take it, lean it, and then take my hands down, tuck my back toes under, and stretch up. So my pelvis is in the center of me. This knee is right over my ankle, and I want to draw my belly in and really stretch my spine long. Now we did a lot of shoulder work, right? So pull those shoulders and let them slide along your back and stay there. Stretch long through your neck. And we're going to take both hands into your instep, down on the palms. Now my left leg is forward, so I'm going to try to take my left elbow into my instep towards the floor as much as I can. And then I'm going to take that elbow and just rotate it open. Okay, tap it down. And you'll feel that stretch, right, when you go down. That's all we're doing. One more time. Good. And then bring it back to center. And then we're going to stretch it back. Lengthen your back. Flex that front foot if you can, and you'll feel that hamstring stretch. Try to get all 5 toes towards your chest evenly. Keep that knee forward. Good. And then we'll bring it back down. Drop your knee down. Take your hands into your instep. Slide it back. I'm going to open my knees, open my legs. I'm going to come down onto my elbows and just press my thighs back. And then come forward. And again, press the thighs back. My knees are getting wider maybe with each rep. Stabilize your scap and just press and open those thighs. You can even tuck the toes under, get a little foot stretch as well. Play with your feet, see what position feels right for you. It's fun to play and see sort of how each little adjustment changes the exercise for you. All right, really maintain the natural curves of your spine. Try not to arch here or flex. Good, and then just bring it down. Lying it down, take your hands by your sides, stretch your legs nice and long, and let's just open our heart here. Just going to press our heart open and lower it down. And inhale, I'm going to drag my palms towards me as I press my heart forward, maintaining my belly scoop. If you want to start to come up a little bit higher, you're welcome to, but just whatever your spine is telling you feels good. Maintain that scapular stability, okay? We work that scap so we can feel it along our back. And really stretch the legs long to feel the opposing energy in your body. Your center always stays pulled in to support you. In and up. Good, you got one more here. And then just press it back, hips to heels. Roll it up through the spine as we come to a little sort of 90-degree angle with both knees. All right, so I'm going to just sort of anchor my pelvis as much as I can as I maintain my natural curves of my spine. So I want you to try to press your front knee down as you really try to stay lifted as upright as you can, okay? Hold that and just stretch. And then we're going to take it and we're just going to keep our feet where they are and just change the hips and look the other way. So again, you're trying to get your hips down, your pelvis down, and your spine upright. Feel that stretch in the hip. So working those outside hips, maybe the inner thighs get a stretch. Sort of feel it wherever you're tightest and just keep the feet where they are. And again, switch. And then switch. And one side again might feel easier than the other, right? If you want to let go of the support of your hands and add some core work with it, you can switch here. And then just find your own pace. You can quicken it up. You can go slower. Sort of whatever feels right and good for you. And you can add a little, you might move around a little bit. That's all right. You might add a little reach forward. Go the other way. And press it forward. And I'm just going to sort of adjust a little bit. Just keep going back and forth. And you can always keep your hands down and support yourself. Just a couple more. Good. Excellent. And then just come to center. pull your thighs in, and let's roll it down onto our mat, stretching our body long, feeling the scoop of our belly as we scoop, reach, and then dive and flex over, like you're going over almost like a cactus. So you don't want to touch that cactus. You're going to take your body over and notice your shoulders. What's happening? Are they down on your back? I want you to reach forward with the spine and not the arms. Pull the arms into those back muscles and roll it back. Stretch those arms back, thumbs towards the floor, ribs in, and flex it up. Over your cactus and roll it back. Good, you got one more. Up and over. Good, take it over. And then bring it in. Cross your ankles and lift those hips up. Take your palms down. Keep the tops of your arms down. Really stabilize that upper body as you lift those hips. 3 more. Good, so really feel that upper back working as the upper arms and palms stay down. Try not to flex those wrists. You got 1 more. Good, keep your right thigh into your chest, extend that left down, anchor your pelvis. Give a little pull of that thigh in and then stretch the leg up and give it a little pull there. Now, if you're feeling really like you can't maintain this without tucking the pelvis, I want you to bend that bottom leg. All right, and really stretch that leg up. Anchor this leg down into your hip and give me 3 circles in each direction without moving anything else in your body. And then you'll do 3 the other way. Stretch that hamstring up. Maintain your belly scoop. Good, hug it in and take it down. Other side, we pull in. You can stretch the opposite leg long as you do this. Really anchor this hamstring down. Stretch it up, see where you're feeling today. If you need to bend that bottom leg, go ahead. So we're really anchoring this femur bone right into the hip socket. 3 circles in each direction. Keep your circle to a place where you can hold stability in your whole body. Circle the other way. Like your toe is making circles on the ceiling. Good, hug it in, hug both in. Flex your upper body up. Now maintain your belly scoop as you reach both arms and legs long. Wrap it around and hug it in. So your limbs can move so freely because you're so anchored in that belly and pelvis. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. 2. Good, and 1 more. And hug it in. Roll yourself up. All right, we're gonna come to our knees and I'm gonna face you. All right, so what I want you to do is you're gonna take one leg out to the side. Our pubic bone's gonna go slightly forward as we maintain a square pelvis, square shoulders. So I want you to reach sort of out of your hips. Reach out here, and then we're gonna take our hand down right underneath our shoulder and stretch that spine long. Maintain that shoulder, right? That shoulder's down on the back. Stretch it long, and then give yourself a nice little stretch over. Good, shoulders pull down as you stretch. Good, and then we're gonna come back up and find that. Good, other side. Stretch that leg, and now reach out of your spine. So you take your body over, pubic bone is forward, hips are square, shoulders pull down, and stretch it over. Good. Pull yourself back up. Good, bring the legs in, and now sit on a hip here. All right, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the shoulder down. We're gonna lift up, keep that bottom hip down, or knee down, and stretch over. Good, and then just lower the hip a little bit, support yourself in this back, and then push the hips back up and over. Good, take it again, down, and up and over. Good, so the shoulder stays right along the rib cage. We lift the hips and feel your back supporting you, right? And bring it back down. Good, switch your sides. All right, so we're working that shoulder stability, pull it down, keep your bottom knee down, stretch up. See, find your support in that back, right? And then stretch it over. Good, and my hand is a little too far forward. You can adjust yourself and take it down. One more time, pull it down, stretch it up and over. Good, let it drop a little bit. Find that stability, feel that strength in your back, right? And then from the back, from that belly, you lift the hips, right? Try it again. Pull that shoulder down in its pocket. Keep it in its pocket. Lift up. Use your breath as well. Beautiful. And then lower it down. And then turn it. Stay tall. Good. Right here. And then we're going to pull our belly back. We're going to dive it down. Stretch the arms and legs. Let the arms come. Let the legs go in a V. Deep breaths here. And then what we're going to do when you're ready is just hug those thighs into your chest and rock back and forth. You can stay here as long as you'd like. If you want to join me in rolling up, you're welcome to. I'm just going to crisscross my legs. I like to kind of end upright here. Feel the shoulders pulling down your back. Look at you. And then with me, if you'd like to join, a little breath here. Take a nice deep inhale as we pull our palms up towards the center. And then exhale, bring it down to your heart. Yay, good job. I hope you feel amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed the little mat and mobility work together. And I will see you again next time, okay? Be sure to like and subscribe. Bye, guys.